Ratchet & Clank, one of my favorite video game franchises and certainly one of PlayStation's best. With the advent of the movie coming out, Insomniac Games decided to revisit their classic game and update it for new consoles. Before we dive into it, however, let's take a quick look at Ratchet & Clank's lineage. So in 2002, the PlayStation 2 gaming system was going strong, but it needed a mascot, as there was not yet one notable exclusive franchise on PS2. Okay, so there was that. But in 2002, there was not a game franchise featuring a duo there. Seeing this, Sony had Insomniac Games create a new franchise. What they came up with was Ratchet & Clank. Selling well, Insomniac then went out to make 3 more Ratchet & Clank games for the PS2. In 2007, the series made the generation jump and landed on the PS3. 6 games would be made for the PS3, as 2 would be made for the PlayStation Portable. Then in 2013, Sony announced that they were making a movie based on the games. With the presence of a movie now real, Insomniac decided to go back in time and remake the original game, with enhanced graphics, new gameplay, and a story based off the movie that's based on the game for the PlayStation 4. So, as a longtime fan, I'm pretty excited for this. Simply titled Ratchet & Clank, this new PS4 remake of the PS2 classic is similar in many ways, but also different. Many of the planets remain the same, but have new areas. Some planets from the original no longer make an appearance anymore as well. None of the guns from the original return, except for the Glove of Doom and the Rhino. Rather, the arsenal of weapons is made up of tools of destruction from across the 3 future games and the other 3 games from the PS3. The Groovatron, Mr. Zircon, the Warmonger, and more weapons appear, as well as some new ones. The Proton Drum is a weapon that shoots out a ball that sends out electric pulses to shock enemies. Then there's the Pixelizer, a shotgun-type weapon that takes the pretty PS4 enemies and turns them into an enemy from the PS1 era. And a staple of Ratchet & Clank weapons is featured once more, the Rhino. Short for Rip You a New One, the Rhino is the most coveted weapon in any game it appears in, as it can obliterate a room of foes in seconds to a nice classical theme. There's also an array of gadgets, such as the Infiltrator. This tool can be used to unlock doors to get into secret areas, or areas to progress the story. For story, it is the game based on the movie based on the game. It takes the basic story of the original Ratchet & Clank, and the new added things from the movie, and then some things from other games throughout Ratchet's 14-year history. For instance, the usually robotic Dr. Nefarious makes an appearance here, where Nefarious didn't originally appear until the 3rd game in the franchise. The game follows Ratchet, a cat-like creature called a Lombax, as he strives to join the Galactic Rangers led by narcissistic hero Captain Quark.
My name is Copernicus Quark, and yes, that was an impressive wall of fire I just walked past.
Meanwhile, a warbot defect named Clank escapes from Chairman Drek's robot factory after he learns that Drek is attempting to destroy planets in an attempt to build a better one, out of pieces that were left over. Clank crash lands on Ratchet's home planet, and Ratchet agrees to help Clank seek out the Rangers to warn them. From there, the duo is launched on an intergalactic adventure filled with explosions, jokes, and references to the previous games.
Willful disruption of the space-time continuum?
That is a funny story.
Race is brought to you in part by Megacorp, makers of this year's most anticipated toy, the Proto-Pet. Pre-order yours today.
No problem. See you in the next reboot.
The interesting thing is that the story is narrated by Captain Quark. As per his flamboyant style, Quark sometimes doesn't exactly tell the story the way it happened.
Ratchet and Clank set out to fix their ship with the help of the plumber. Little did they know they would soon come so close to greatness, they'd be able to hear its mighty biceps ripple. But first, they'd have to tackle a brain-eating zombie T-Rex.
Hey, wait a minute. I don't recall no brain-eating zombie T-Rex.
Okay, fine. Killjoy.
As per the usual, the game is hysterical. Ratchet & Clank has always had a really good, biting humor. Everything from social commentary
Up next, the comment section. How you can add meaning to your life by anonymously attacking people you've never met. Stay with us.
to just plain goofball things like the Sheepinator, a gun that turns people into sheep, add to the human value. The line deliveries are also spot on. From James Arnold Taylor's Ratchet, David Kay's Clank, or Jim Ward's Captain Quark, there's always some sort of funny line coming out of their mouths.
You're doing great, Ratchet. Keep going. I'll be with you every step of the... Oh, come on! He was out of bounds! Open your eyes, ref!
All in all, the voice acting is pretty great, with one exception. Bella Thorne, who plays Cora in both the movie and the game, is absolutely terrible. Her line deliveries are horrendously bad.
Surface looks ionized. Try using your magna boots. I don't like this at all. If Drek takes down Star Watch, there won't be anything standing between him and every planet in the system. Drek's gonna throw everything he has at us. You ready for this? We're at the defense cannon, but it looks like the system's on lockdown. We need to get this thing online, and fast. I'll hit the switch. Wait here.
I already don't like her based on the fact that she was on that one Disney show that my sister liked, so these terrible line deliveries don't help. Plus, the fact that she gets top billing where the original voice actors that are still playing their characters in the film don't. I don't think it's bad direction because everyone else sounds fine. It could be that she's just a bad actress, but at the same time, all the lines from the movie sound fine. So, I don't know. Speaking of clips from the movie, the occasional clip from the movie will pop up further along the story. The cool thing about this is that whether it transitions from in-game cutscenes to movie clips, it takes a second to recognize that it has done so. That's how pretty this game is. The upcoming Uncharted game might be hyped up currently as PlayStation 4's prettiest game, but Ratchet & Clank will give it a run for its money. Since the series' inception, Insomniac has strived for a you-are-playing-a-Pixar movie type experience. Past games have come close, but this really takes the cake. While it may not look photorealistic like Uncharted 4, it looks good enough to make any Pixar fanboy jealous. If I have one complaint about the game, it's that it feels a tad short. While there's been a great deal added to the game, there are some things missing as well. The planets Eroda, Orxon, Haven, and Olantis are all missing from the roster of planets. While not a large number of planets, a part of me still wanted to see them reimagined on the PS4. But alas, they do not appear. Still, even with the 4 missing planets, the game still has a bunch of things to do. After beating the game, the challenge mode is unlocked, which allows you to play through the game again, but keep all your weapons and currency to further complete the game to 100%. There's also a card collecting system, where you can collect sets of trading cards that will unlock more powerful versions of each weapon. These cards are packed with a bunch of cameos and history from the past games. So, what's the best deal? Well, this is easily one of PlayStation's best exclusive franchises, and to see it return is awesome. Plus, they're not charging you $60 for this game. At retail and online, the game will only cost you $40, and with all the things that are included in this package, I think that is well worth the price. So, if you're interested, then pick it up. You won't regret it.
Attention intruder, you have entered the testing facility for a Blargian Snagglebeast. Chairman Alonzo Drek thanks you for your sacrifice.
Captain, did you know Drek's secret project was a Blargian Snagglebeast?
It is. I wonder why it wasn't in any of my intel. I was expecting something much less lethal. Don't worry. Just relax and remember what I taught you.
What did you teach me? Captain? Oh boy.